My husband isn't attracted to me because I am smarter than him. Plus update. Original post. As the title says, he came home one day and gave me logins to some IQ test, and I scored higher than him. First, he was in disbelief, then a bit sulky. I thought the whole thing was stupid, and I never thought or experienced that I'm smarter, and I never understood the logic of these tests. Anyway, since then he has changed. He doesn't want to cuddle or kiss me or anything. Last Saturday, we attended a birthday party for my little nephew, and my husband spent the evening chatting up my sister-in-law's sister, who is very pretty. When we got home, I just headed up to here with him and started crying because he ignored me for at least 3 weeks, and now he is flirting with other people. He denied everything. He denied being changed with me since the test, but I wasn't backing down this time. I told him that I wasn't stupid and that he stopped being affectionate since that damn day. He finally admitted that he was turned off by the fact and that he wasn't attracted to me. I asked him if he still wasn't attracted to me and why. I haven't changed. I'm still me. He apologized and said that he would put his act together and that he knows how silly this is. But he has been wary around me since. I still think he is turned off by me. What can I do now? Now for the top advice before reading the update. Honestly, if he's this hung up on an online IQ test, I probably wouldn't be attracted to him much either. For one, to be honest, this whole thing is trivial and he's dragging it out. Secondly, to me this is a red flag that he views someone smart as unattractive. Then he flirts with someone else right in front of you? You should find someone smarter, who also treats you better. Edit. I've been getting a few comments about how splitting is a bad take here. But honestly, how do you come back from something like this? On top of telling her to her face that he didn't find her attractive anymore, he also openly flirted with someone else right in front of her. This isn't a "I didn't really like the gift my partner gave me" or a "I wish my partner would be more romantic" type of post. Yeah, flirted with someone at a family function too. Yikes. That is indicative of a low IQ. Who would have thought finding out is factually stupid would only make him more stupid, lol. And someone being turned off by intelligence? Honestly, isn't even a stupidity thing. That dude just wants a dumb lass to keep from feeling his actual worth, or lack thereof. It's like the ugly friend BS kids do in high school. I hate to be this person, but I couldn't trust him anymore. Seriously, he was flirting with someone right in front of you because he's mad that you're smarter than him. That's disgusting behavior. If you want it to work out, then couples counseling is a must. But really, ask yourself if you are attracted to him after his behavior. My spiteful butt could never put up with some of the men on this app. Is it spiteful to reject a disrespectful, stupid man though? Perhaps the dumb could be worked with, but not the disrespect. I feel you though. So many women post on Reddit all sorts of foolishness from men. It's ridiculous. Right? I've had instances where someone made genuine mistakes or messed up and worked through it because they tried their hardest to fix it. But disrespect is something I can't tolerate. Something like this also would show me how he thinks of women in general, and that alone would not make me feel right being with him after. The thought of him thinking I was dumber than him the whole time, and that's what was attractive, very strange and uncomfy to me. Now for the update. We are taking a break. So I told my husband that I have had enough. He has obviously had a change of heart, and I'm not gonna be there to witness him falling out of love with me. The mere thought is painful. He called me dramatic and said while his reaction was bitter and stupid, I'm taking a huge leap in the wrong direction, since he already acknowledged his mistake and is working towards being better. I told him that it wasn't true. He is still avoiding me like I'm a leper. I also asked to see his phone and found out he has been talking a bit too friendly to a coworker. It started immediately after this whole test thing, like he was determined to hurt me, or I don't know what he was trying to accomplish otherwise. In one of the texts, he complained that I was neglectful and full of myself. How ironic to pretend that I'm the neglectful one, when he has not even kissed my cheek in over a month. I felt it was a matter of time before he would cheat on me, and I'm not staying for that. So I asked him to move out. This morning he texted me that he loved me and that he was sorry. He didn't know what he was trying to prove to me or to himself, but that he loves me and finds me very attractive. I called BS, honestly. He's been so cold with me, flirting with everyone that looked his way, and now he's all loving and affectionate? He wants us to try therapy, and he suggested that he needed to work on his insecurities with a therapist too. We have a daughter together who is 8 months old that we love more than anything. But I don't know. Why does it feel like it is over and I don't trust him anymore? I feel like I know now what he's capable of doing when faced with adversity. And going through rough patches is inevitable in every marriage. But I don't like his method of dealing with it. I'm too intelligent to put up with this. He's insecure and is trying to look for others to boost his confidence. You deserve so much more. Not a man who feels threatened by your intelligence. If anything, he should be proud of what he has. Since he cannot be that way, it just shows how self-absorbed he is. This is all true. Free yourself from that sorry excuse of a husband. It's blatantly obvious that he was trying to make you feel bad, and then flirting with other people in front of you to try to make you jealous. He is a child. He's not touched you for weeks because he's been sulking, but is telling others who have no business in your relationship that you are neglectful? Nah, screw him. He thought you'd come groveling. Well, look how the tables have turned. Please, please, do not let him weasel his way back in. You deserve so much more, and you are way too smart for him. I'm too intelligent to put up with this. Yes, you are. Don't look back, girl, especially for the sake of your baby. She deserves to grow up in an environment where intelligent women are prized, not treated the way your idiot of a husband has been treating you. She should tell him that I'm too smart to put up with this, and we both damn well know it because you had me take a test. Glad to read this update. Good for you. Honestly, he does need therapy. Alone. As someone else suggested on the last post, you are not a problem here. If you really want to, you could talk to a therapist to work out your feelings on the situation or for closure. If it takes you leaving for him to realize what he had, he likely never deserved it in the first place. I like to take therapy with a person, even if I still plan to leave, since they tend to either lie to a ridiculous degree or you get the truth. I think this guy would probably lie and try and make it seem like you did, but at least you can get everything you feel off your chest in a safe space. Next story. Girlfriend female 33 just kicked me out of the house male 28 in front of her kids, then begged me to come back. I just need quick closure. I have no one to talk to about this, to be honest. I feel like I'm getting thrown for a loop. I've been with my girlfriend for almost 2 years and she has 2 kids from a previous marriage. They're good kids. Girlfriend has some issues that she is working out in therapy, but to be honest, and I know it's one-sided since I'm the only one posting, but I'm her emotional ragdoll. I take whatever is needed of me. I get yelled at, I've been hit before, but this stopped in the last few months. All when the kids are with their baby daddy or in bed. But today we had a disagreement, and she kicked me out in front of everyone. It was over dinner. I wasn't upset. No raised voices. She told me I had 10 minutes to get my things and leave. So I do. I don't want to make a scene or get upset in front of the kids. I get a backpack with my work stuff and go. I try to ask if that's what she wants, and she says yes. Cue 5 minutes after getting on a highway, she calls me after putting the kids to bed. She is crying, begging me to come back. This is the 3rd time this has happened in a year, despite therapy. I tell her I'm going to stay with my parents, that I have told them that I am on my way to them. She tells me that if I don't come back and forgive her, that we're done. That unconditional love is getting kicked out and accepting her apology. That if I don't, I'm responsible for if she self-harms. I don't want this. She's calling me and demanding an answer and I just don't know what to do. Can someone tell me I'm doing the right thing by just staying away? I understand it was a 2-year relationship, but my mental health is drained. Thanks for reading. Now for the top advice. You're being abused, and it's horrible for kids. Get out and stay out. She's batshit crazy. Look up trauma bonding. Scene. You take her back and she is super happy. You take her into the bedroom and make sweet, sweet makeup love. You finish and are cuddling with her and she picks a fight with you. Cortisol, dopamine, cortisol, dopamine. The rapid succession drugs your brain and makes you addicted to her like a drug. She can do whatever she wants to you and you will always forgive her. She is your fix, and no other girl can make you feel that way. Speaking from personal experience, the only way out is to cut all contact. This is what my ex did to me. It took a lot to learn when I was truly upset, /anxious, /depressed about something that was happening, or when my body was just looking for a shot of cortisol. She can work through it, But if she's been in therapy for 2 years and no changes, I think she either isn't working at it because she has no motivation to, since you have come back after her crazy tirades, or needs a new therapist. You definitely need to stay away for your own sake, /health/sanity OP. This hit home for me. I'm in a similar situation and haven't had the balls to walk away because we have a child together and I'm a foreigner in her country, from the US living in Mexico. I can't fathom the idea of not seeing my kid, so I've been dealing. Any advice? I should probably do my own post. She's calling me and demanding an answer and I just don't know what to do. Block her number and sleep like a baby on your mama's couch. Your girlfriend is physically, verbally, and emotionally abusing you. Get away from her. That if I don't, I'm responsible for if she self-harms. This is called emotional hostage-taking. It's manipulation. She will not hurt herself. It's just a bluff. People who say they will harm themselves generally don't. People who harm themselves don't tell people their plans in advance, so nobody can stop them. If she's saying she will do it but hasn't done it, it's just an empty threat to keep you her hostage. I would like to add that if on the odd chance it's not a bluff, and she does self-harm or worse, it's on her and not on you. You are not responsible at all for that. Do not cave into her emotional blackmail. But a wellness check for her and kids should be made. If she does follow through, the kids are in harm's way. If she is crazy enough, she could unalive the kids before herself. Agreed on the wellness check. Also, getting in touch with a baby daddy and therapist may also be advised. Baby daddy could take the kids, while ex has a meltdown and therapist is legally obligated to contact authorities if their patient is threatening and considering self-harm or harm of others. I don't know who told her love was unconditional, but that's not how relationships work. Love is conditional on mutual respect, good communication, and tons of other things. Last story. I possibly caused my wife's ex-husband unalive himself. I, 32 male, and my wife, 36 female, have been together 5 years. We have zero infidelity issues, and I never had any relations with her, emotional or otherwise, before her and her ex divorced. I help co-parent, and I have never had a bad word between myself and her ex. In fact, I've scolded their children for talking bad on their father in my presence. However, a couple weeks ago, we were having a party for one of the kids having come in the top 10 of national competition here in the USA. We were talking to my stepson about his achievement and how when he's successful, he's gonna be such a catch. And their dad spoke up and said, "Yeah, you will have your pick just like your old man. You won't have to settle for a used-up hoe-like wife. Speaking of which, how you liking that wallowed-out thing, Opie?" I was at a loss for words. Not only does this come out of left field, but it ticked me off immensely. I wanted to beat the heck out of the guy, but he's a leg amputee with diabetes and I had a bunch of children there. So, I reacted with the only thing I could without messing up my relationship with stepkids and looking like a bully. I used a comeback I heard years ago and told him, to be honest, I was worried about that at first, but after the first inch, the other 9 felt brand new. I'm gonna be honest, the rage filled his face was intoxicating. I also was really wanting to throw down, but when one of his family member, a female cousin I think, started laughing at my comeback, he tucked his head in shame and eventually slinked to his car and just left. A few days later, he took a large amount of pain medication and didn't make it. I found out later from my wife that he had a very small member, and apparently, he had been intimate with female cousin when they were teenagers, hence why she burst out laughing. They say hindsight is 20/20, and seeing how upset my stepkids are, I feel bad like I caused this. I had to defend her in some way, but maybe if I had just yelled about how inappropriate saying that was, or scolded him like a child, this wouldn't have happened. Was I wrong? Or was this just karma or happenstance? Honestly, don't know where to go from here. Just trying to help the kids through this without them feeling like I'm trying to take their father's place or something. It's an unfortunate situation, but I honestly doubt your one comment is what sent him over the edge. He obviously already had some deep-rooted issues. I guess he had issues. I'm still at a loss why he would say something like that at all. We never had a bad word between us, nor did I say anything about him, especially in front of the kids. The wife sure enough let it know she wasn't a fan. I honestly wonder if he felt I was upstanding him in that department. Though that wasn't my intention. I was spending time with kids doing things he wasn't able anymore due to the amputation. I figured since he was a gamer, he and the kids could do that together. and I would spend time doing things he couldn't and try to fill the gaps and help as best I could. As this outburst was out of character, he may have sabotaged his relationship on purpose if he was cutting ties to make ending his life more bearable. As someone who has lived with self-ending thoughts and behaviors, it is much harder to go when you feel loved by others. Much easier if you feel hated and that things are ruined forever. It's really very sad, but not OP's fault. It's nice to open the thread and see people being informed and showing understanding as to what might have been going through his mind. I've been there for most of the year and much of last year, and I get it. I get why someone would do this, and I've considered doing the same many times. Just because you're staying with a ship doesn't mean your friends have to sink with you, so you throw them onto the dingy for their sake. OP, it's not your fault. I think you've hit the nail on the head. I've had a fair share of my dark days, and while it wasn't a conscious decision, during those times I did a great job of angering all of my closest friends and relatives. It's definitely easier to hate yourself when you think everyone else does too. I'm thankful that I never made it as far as this guy did, but OP's comments had little, if anything, had to do with the ex's ultimate decision.